Welcome to a new chapter with Kayrnix. We are going to eat a mod. I forgot to get this back in Corriban, didn't I? Find out, PvP out, contact mate. This is our level, so this is going to be the first that we do. I picked that mission because I don't think it really has an interest later.
Welcome back, Master. I just completed a new meal plan for your company.
You've arrived on Balmorra. Excellent. Your contact there is Lieutenant Malavai Quinn. I trust you'll find him most helpful.
I have no doubt, Master.
This is an important mission, and I only entrust the finest. Quinn will meet you in his offices at SWTOR headquarters. We will speak again as soon as he has briefed you.
That done. Past chapter we spoke some about that series that is not finished yet. The rise of the Shield Hero. Well, for me it's not very different as the other series Goblin Slayer was. It's not great, I agree that there, but I think it's better than Goblin Slayer. While Goblin Slayer I would possibly normally score at a 4.5 over 10, and in good mood or wanting, or if I'm reminding of those who can like some sort of, let's name for a lack of better word, mindless fun, I might then give it a 5.5.
You're good to go.
I think with the rise of the Shield Hero I can give it a 5.5 as the standard, without needing to be in good mood. Perhaps a bit better, I could raise it to a 6 or so. Perhaps it could get a higher score from me when it finishes, because I guess it still has time that it can do some things good to surprise me and earn some more points.
My lord, welcome to Balmorra. I hope you like bombed to pieces mudholes. Captain Rigel, Imperial Conquest Consolidation Corps. When the Empire invades, we're the ones who seal the deal. Don't suppose you're aware of the situation here on Balmorra?
Yes. You are the ones that seal the deal by asking somebody else to do it for you.
It's my understanding there's some kind of battle.
Yeah, if you could call a pile of bodies a battle. The Empire invaded Balmorra in the last war, but we've been spinning our wheels in the mud ever since. Resistance fighters think they can drive the Empire off Balmorra. We're here to prove them wrong.
How hard can it be to put down a few resistance?
It's not just a few resistance, they're well organised and well armed, but they can be broken. The Balmorran government in exile, backed by Minister of Defence Vol Argen, is giving us fits, backing a strong faction of the resistance. The Minister is safely off planet, but if we break his allies here, we break him. We break him, we break the resistance.
What about the rest of the Balmorran government in exile?
Vol Argen is the only one with military experience, and he's the most vocal. When we destroy his power base and wipe the floor with his whiskers, none of the others will have the backbone to oppose us. That's why we need to take everything out. Do we have the privilege of your support?
I'll look into it when I can.
My second-in-command, Lieutenant Davril, is in Sobrik, waiting to brief you on the operation's first mission, if you decide you're in. He's got plans to blow the Balmorran resistance sky high. I think you'll like them.
I'm not quite sure of other reasons why I feel like the Rise of the Sith hero doesn't get higher than 6 out of 10 score from me. But it just doesn't feel like so that is where I go for other class.
My lord, word of your talent precedes you. I'm honored. You're well aware of the situation, I'm sure. The government in exile, the resistance, cowards. If my lord is willing, we're going to bury them in their little hidey holes.
What's war without a little bloodshed?
I like how you think. The old government's sending generators to the resistance, powering their artillery. The resistance has given pardons to Balmorra's worst killers in exchange for a little guard duty. Phase 1 of Operation Breaking Point is to destroy those generators and put those killers to sleep. You in?
That has possibility.
The generators
For
are in the
Kayrnix.
Libre warehouse. If you can blow them to pieces, you'll show the Balmorran resistance it takes more than cold-blooded killers to stop the Empire.
Those cutscenes might look better if other players didn't get into the shot. Well, I know to talk to Malabai Queen, and then I continue on my thoughts over the side here.
I apologize, sir. It was the best I could do.
If that's your best, you're useless to me. I can shoot you dead with a clear conscience. Is that what you want?
No, sir.
Then focus, Jillins. Dismissed. I apologize for the delay, my lord. Lieutenant Malavai Quinn. I'm to be your liaison here on Balmorra.
Darth Barris says you're capable. I hope he's not mistaken.
I will earn that distinction, my lord. Lord Barris will brief you personally, but I'm to acquaint you with the climate here on Balmorra first.
Who cares? I used to have to come in and kill the man
I'll
of
figure
fight.
Balmorra out on my own. Just cut to the chase.
Of course, my lord. Even though the Empire wrestled control of Balmorra from the Republic during the war, we were never able to completely eradicate them. There is a rather sizable resistance movement. No one wants to admit it, but it's clear that the Republic is backing it.
So what?
Your local troubles do not concern me.
Of course, I'm sure your work here has much farther-reaching consequences. Time must not be wasted. I have a secure line to Lord Barris. I'll patch him through immediately.
I see you have convened with my apprentice. Very good, Lieutenant. Leave us. Quinn owes his career to me, but we should keep the details of your mission between the two of us. We must act swiftly. Nolan Carr's Padawan has directed the Jedi's suspicions to my undercover spy there on Balmorra. Do you recall this?
Of course, Master, I'm not
I
a
remember
stupid.
everything.
Good. I'll get to the point. My spy is Commander Rylan of the Republic Resistance. He is the central contact for all my operatives in this sector. Unfortunately, Quinn is tracking an investigator that the Jedi have sent. That means we have to cover our tracks before you kill Rylon. Your first mandate is to destroy evidence that links Rylon to the sabotaging of Balmorra's defense systems during the war. To do so, you must break into the satellite control tower. Quinn reports that the tower is a death trap of mechanical security.
I'll handle anything that dares to get in my way.
This task is priority 1. The Jedi's investigator could be zeroing in on the evidence as we speak. Quinn has everything you'll need. I'll summon him back. Remember, he is not to know the reason for your mission. I'll be in touch.
My lord,
I've prepared what you need for your assault on the satellite control tower. In order to destroy the mainframe, you'll mount this charge to the base and activate it. Then contact me and I'll be able to detonate.
This is the place which is what I am right now. And there was a codex. Person of note, Malabai Queen. Here. An officer in the Imperial military, Malabai Queen is loyal to the Empire and everything it stands for. Order, the glory of the Sith, and the conquest of the Republic. Following his mysterious disgrace at the Battle of Drakengwell, he was stationed on Balmorra, where he occasionally carried out small missions for Darth Varas, to whom he owes much of his career's early success. Duty-bound and honorable, Queen is not afraid to express errant admiration for his superiors, but he is neither a bootlicker nor a mindless servant. He values competence alongside loyalty and will do whatever is necessary to thwart the enemies of the Empire as a whole and Darth Varas personally. Likes patriotism to the Empire, rewarding hard work, honor. Dislikes selfishness, betrayal, irrational behavior. Primary weapon, blaster pistol. Well, this spoils that he's going to be our second companion, but that doesn't matter really. It's not the kind of reveal that can ruin anything. So going on over why I don't rate very highly that series. I think there are two main reasons in regards to the storytelling and narrative, which then I think are very highly likely. It tells me to travel. We'll see if we can go by foot. By foot I mean by speeder, so it is quite slow. And because those two problems are kind that I'm going to think that most likely are in the light novel that I've barely got into it. I'm just starting, so I don't yet know about that scene where he buys the slave.
Scare me?
Level 18. Level 18, that's smash and vengeful slam. Spread your blade effects to all targets. They damage if at least one of the targets is already affected. This was taken in 16th. We have new abilities. Passive reduces the cooldown of Sundering Assault and Aces Assault by 3 seconds each and increases the rate they generate by 2. Nice. Disruption smashes into the target, disrupting its current action and preventing that ability from being used for the next 4 seconds. That is our interrupt. Well, those were easy enough that getting that guy killed so fast. wasn't really a problem. We're going to be doing the planet mission first and destroy resistant generators. Okay, so what to start with? Okay, first one. So it takes a few chapters to be noticeable. Is it lacks consistency, though perhaps unlike a Goblin Slayer it does not have a problem with the tone. Generally I find that the tone of the scenes is correct. There's no scenes that take it too lightly and then suddenly it's all very serious, or the other way around. But it feels like there are elements added by convenience. At first when he meets the girl, the slave, she's going to have several plant explosives. Where are the explosives? Dispatch resistance. I think I have to kill the man to get that. Nobody is here. So she has nightmares because during the last what's the name, catastrophe, her parents were killed by the beasts that appear.
You're busy now.
From the monsters that appear in that event. So far so good. Damn it. But sometime later it happens, it turns out that they go to a village among the troubles that there are and so on. And they establish that that village there are a lot of the kind of people, I forgot how they're called. They say the humans, they call them. That is the races that look like crosses between animal and human, mostly human-like, but with a few characteristics of animals, mainly just tails and ears. And then they make us that the slave Raftalia knows about it, and that she has some problems and traumas from the past about something in this area. Maybe no, I can. Plant explosives. Plant explosives, but where are they? Plant explosives. The old Balmorra government. Yada yada yada. There's nothing to click. There's nothing to click here. There should be something. I think it was the general appeared here and you did something and got a conversation by which some kids came and told you that they lived off this, and if you destroy this they would be left without a chance for a living. Damn it, stop having this reliability all the time.
You're good to go.
Every 2 seconds a boost is so annoying. I'll see what happens with this, but I never came in here, there was no need for that. Nothing happens. I don't know what this is for one. Well, and then well. And what happens with that is that then tells the story of how the demi-humans were fine and happy after the last catastrophe. But there was this evil noble guy that ground. She was there, where she got to life with good friends that she made and have fun, and life was peaceful, but then came this novel and she rounded up the demi-humans, locked them in cells and cages, mistreated them, tortured them, and sold her to the slaver that sold her in turn to the protagonist. Problem with that, while not blatantly contradictory to anything, is that the time, and I lost that, the time frame for that is not logical, because the heroes are summoned, if I didn't misunderstand, after the first catastrophe, but the catastrophes are monthly.
Welcome to the front, my lord. Your reputation precedes you. I'm Fixer 66. I'm with the operations branch of Imperial Intelligence, and if you have a moment, I'd like to show you something.
I see you're monitoring communications. What more should I know?
On the left is an ordinary Republic comm unit issued to Resistance fighters. You've probably seen hundreds before. This other one is a Republic comm unit that has undergone some surgery. Please look, don't touch. The second one contains a half kilo of high explosive that detonates when the talk button is pressed.
I can imagine the effects when it is held to one's ear.
The plan is to take a few of these sabotaged comm units behind the Resistance's lines and plant them on their dead. The Resistance should soon salvage the comms and take them back to their headquarters. The resulting explosions will cripple and panic them. We'd prefer someone like you to take point. Someone who won't break if captured and who can go without reinforcements. Can you do this?
The Resistance will soon see death everywhere.
Your instructors at the Korriban Academy must have loved you. Head over to our technical man, a Balmorra local we drafted. The men call him Toy Box. He'll give you the ordnance and show you how to transport it safely.
Actually, they're not monthly, they're summoned 1 month before the next calamity, that's the word they use. The next calamity happens. But if I'm not mistaken, the previous calamity wasn't long before. I'm not sure now how long. I had in mind that it was 1 month before. Perhaps I'm mixing up with the time from summoning to the next one. But regardless, we'll continue after this conversation.
Fixer 66 called with the details. I've got your comm units rigged and ready to go. Oh, my name's Toybox, or that's what they call me. I used to make... well, never mind. Quite a plan the Fixer's got. What do you think of it?
I like it. It exterminates the Resistance in their nests.
The Resistance, or anyone else that picks up the comm unit. He's assuming soldiers will be the ones stripping any Resistance bodies, but civilians pick over bodies all the time. Refugees, sympathizers, sometimes you'll even see children do it.
Anyone that scrounges at a soldier's corpse is no innocent.
No, but it's more practical to kill a soldier than a civilian, right? We want a high-value target. While I was making the bombs, I remembered I had some empty grenade casings lying around. Now, a comm unit anyone will activate. But if we trapped a grenade to explode when armed, only soldiers will be in the blast. What would you think of that?
And the sympathizers, whom I want to perhaps hunt some big animal.
Has it occurred to you that the Fixer's plan
That's what
relies
he would
on
say.
you obeying his orders?
I'm sorry, I was just trying to show some initiative, my lord. Here are the trapped comm units. They're disarmed until this channel is set to 5. Just set them and walk away. Fixer 66 will be monitoring Resistance comm frequencies. Talk to him when it's done.
Anyway, though it's not necessarily contradictory, it's not impossible. What I got from it means that it's kind of compressed from calamity, her parents killed,
You're good to go.
then having long enough time to make good friends and having a peaceful life. before the novel comes, takes them, sell them to the slaver. The slaver gives the impression that she has been there for more or less long time, and nobody wants her because she's sick. Well, it feels like that's too cramped up, and that the author is just doing it because it is a drama. And that in the name of drama she won't be she won't mind, let's say, breaking continuity and possibility of time frames. That isn't necessarily a bad thing. At times you can
Mess with us now.
narrative needs can is justified to break some logic or continuities or push a bit on some things because the narrative needs are stronger, and if you are doing that, as Samus Young would say it, a drama feast work, then it's reasonable to make some concessions at some points to be drama first to the drama and sacrifice some following of the rules in order to have that drama. So perhaps as I finish watching it, I might end saying that certainly it was worth doing a bit of compressing that timeline and that story in Raftalia's background to get that bit of drama. But at the moment I think it perhaps could have been better to not push it like that way. You don't need Raftalia to be personally involved in that to have the drama, I think, considering how the last companion was introduced, Melty, that perhaps it is her who knows something and somehow and somehow has the relation and has the trauma of it. She wasn't captured because she is the princess, but maybe she had a very dear friend and she couldn't help her. And Gil is getting at her and but we will see, perhaps, as I say. Maybe in the end. It is not that bad. However, that is made worse by the other problem that I feel the series has. And and that is that it feels like it is unable to commit to the drama in full, to have the problems have a wholesome payoff. So the main characters get into a problem that is very serious, but soon enough the solution presents itself and he comes out of that predicament quite easily, quite soon. There's not that time where things are going bad and it seems to be going worse, and that perhaps it is going to be continuing going worse. Of course, you know, though the tone is not completely light-hearted, it's neither too dark, so you know the series is going to end well. You know it's not a bad ending kind of series, but even if you know that things will end well, you need to create some kind of illusion that they might
I'll mark
not.
your progress and see that the charge is armed. I will detonate once you are a safe distance. But first, I have Darth Barris on hollow for you. I will retreat and leave the line secure for the two of you.
Apprentice, we have one more potentially compromising thing to take care of before you can confront my spy, Commander Rylon. It involves invading a Republic keep to find a lowly ensign named Dermot. He is Rylon's son, and the commander confided his true identity to him. Ensign Dermot must be silenced permanently.
Rylon was foolish to tell his son.
I hope that he would be more blunt.
Flawless armor. I'll signal Quinn to give you the details. Be swift.
My lord, Ensign Dermot is being detained in the brig of the Republic Crater Outpost, awaiting questioning by the mysterious agent Barris has been tracking. I will alert you if the investigator appears to be heading there. I assume you wish to get to Dermot before she does.
You assume correctly, Lieutenant.
Not quite.
Then I won't delay you any longer. Good luck on your mission.
Wouldn't he want to kill
I'll be here
her?
if you need anything.
Oh no, it's not her, it's someone else. It's a spy of no importance to him. So what as I was saying, they didn't commit to the drama. Yes, even if you know that the series will end well, it needs to create at least the illusion that it might not end well, or and that the protagonists will need to work hard to get out of the predicaments and dangers they find themselves in. However, what happens is that they get out of it very easily normally. Each chance of drama is removed very soon. As soon as there is smoke of drama, a bucket of water is poured on top of it. Which turns it into something that feels disappointing. I don't know if I may have thought. No, I didn't say anything that is better than what I have. For I was thinking, for example, well, that one I was thinking of is perhaps not quite the best example to put on, because but it's not quite the good scene. But I will talk to fix it.
There's been chatter on the Resistance frequencies while you were off planting the ordnance. The Resistance has set off 3 bombs so far. The first blast sent them scattering. Then, of course, they attempted to stay in touch via comm unit. So you can imagine the results. Quite a successful operation.
They defied the Empire. Now they will fear it again.
I'll say. 1 bomb went off near the Resistance's medical bay. They say they're treating wounded on conference room tables now. And with the investigation they'll have to launch to discover our method, we'll be ahead for quite some time.
30% chance to mastery, to power, defense rating, the 5th one, vicious, by reaching dark side tier 2. Okay, so here's the thing. They find a character that seems to be on their side, and then threatens to kill them if he doesn't silencing the sun. No, here is where we want to go. To kill them if they don't cooperate, because if the 4 heroes don't cooperate between themselves, then the world will be doomed, and it's better to bring 4 heroes willing to cooperate and keep 4 heroes that aren't willing to cooperate. But in the end it solves in the next chapter with a very underwhelming fight. Then they don't know, it was just a test. Because your Philolialis has the determination, then I let you leave. But please try to talk to the other heroes. It feels like they created this they went for this big drama in which a good character had felt the need to confront them and fight them in the name of the greater good. And instead of having them go through hardship to find a solution to that, or having no choice, but that is not the kind of series it is, to kill that character. But they don't need to get to the point of killing that other good character, but just find kind of a solution. Okay, we saw you, we are stronger than you think. We might try, but you can't kill us. And have some trouble and be close to be killed, but not be killed, and reasonably get a comeback. But in the end, it's just, there's not really a story to the fight. The Imperial Queen attacks Philos. He has not even a remote chance to win, and in the end, because he makes some attack that's not so weak as her initial defense, then she goes, oh, it was a test, but that was not really that strong of her.
Must have been imagining things, but I could have sworn I heard those generators go pop from here. Thank you, my lord. But it looks like the resistance isn't done yet.
You'd think the Empire would have an easier time with a ragtag bunch of resistance fighters.
Used to be we kept the resistance in check in the wilds, but now they've started to get bolder. They're attacking Imperial holdings in the old Balmorran industrial area. We need to punish their boldness. Lieutenant Thorpe at Markaran Outpost has some ideas about how to put the resistance back in their place.
Now the other thing that I was not quite sure it's really, but could have been a source of drama and problems, but that one I'm more willing to give a pass, because if they make them, then it might, you can well. The planet story sends me now back to where I was before. We'll do the class mission, and if at the end we're under level, we'll go on with the planetary mission.
Route is confirmed.
After the first calamity happens, since they're cold, he saves a small village of poor people that wasn't being protected by anyone else. Obviously the villagers are thankful. Then appears the other hero with the villainous demanding high taxes, because the villainess, which is the other princess, wants to give the land, the control of the land, to the other hero. And he just he talks it out. He says it's bad. She gets angry, but threatens to attack the said hero, and then come a mysterious character from nowhere. I think it's the first appearance that make her desist. Alternatively, if I'm wrong with that, and that's not the first time that one of those strangers appear to stop her, then it's just a bit of words. The villagers side with him, and the villainize ends giving up. If you want a drama-first series, wouldn't have it worked better if you took that advantage? If you took advantage of that opportunity and create the drama by which that villain is with the other hero. Takes control of the. I'm getting too many enemies on my outpost victory. Well, we're going to get killed, aren't we?
All better.
Yes, we're going to get killed. I hope that heals better as well. No. Indeed, we got ourselves killed. 5 profs remaining that these are forever if I want to. If after using the 5 profs I need to spend cartel coins. So I say, if you want
You're good to go.
drama first, then you would have her impose her will, place the land's hero in control of the lands, and with the taxes, and the people of there pass it have a very rough time, and it's the big problem of all the shit here of how to oust him from control of the land, and do that, I mean. However, I am well willing to think that such conflict wouldn't make that much sense. I don't think because with all the rumors and how everybody hates him, how would he pull off that kind of thing, contesting, opposing the power of one of the princesses. Without solving the big reason for I think this was not. I think I took a bad turn somewhere. It makes some sense, and then it would lose one of the bits of drama that it loves to exploit the most. So that's why I think it's not that bad that they don't commit fully to that piece of drama. However, I think if you weren't going to make that, if that's true and that problem is and the kind that serves the series for anything, then why even place it into your series? Wouldn't it have been better then to have just scrapped it? The hero saves the village. The villagers are very grateful to him. There's a village where people will think good of him. The lance hero and the villainess don't so ever there. And that's it. Then either, so the thing is this, you either commit, this is the bounty hunter, I'm in a completely wrong area. You either commit to the drama you are proposing, or you don't even propose it. And it happens every time with everything. It's fine because it makes sense that when the villainess makes her claim to smear his name, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, it's fine when the villainess smears his name. They don't execute him. Don't go fully with all the thing because it would not be quite getting the accusation but then not thrown into jail, and that it's fine because it would be very hard to justify how he gets out if it's not. And why then getting out and so forth, it would not fit, and it would feel quite out of place, especially so soon, but actually it makes sense. It would give them the perfect opportunity to introduce those mysterious figures. But that is the problem with this series. It never commits fully to the drama. Normally the drama would be caused by some problem that is presented, then feared, then it gets worse, the characters suffer the consequences of those problems, and when it might be even look to get worse before they find a solution and a way out of it. Here, just after the problem is presented, even before there's any build up to a higher problem or the expectancy of that, there might be very hardness, and before the character really suffers from the consequences of the problem, something or someone solves it, and generally it's that way, someone or something solves the problem for the character, so it never feels like the protagonist has earned to getting out of those problems. And this is all for today. Thanks for watching, and goodbye to anyone who has watched this.